Welcome to episode 70. I'm in a cafe, and today I'm going to talk about filming private railcar owners and their party on a special train going from Chicago to Pittsburgh to the convention of the private railcar owners of America. And it is sponsored by my sponsor, which is Sonostics.com, that invented the Heart Partner, which is a machine you put under your feet while you're sitting at a desk, and it talks to your nervous system and exercises a muscle called the soleus muscle, which pumps blood back to your upper body, which is where it belongs, not in your legs, and improves your circulation and lowers your blood pressure and increases blood flow in the brain, and after 6 months, cognitive decline goes away. So that's my sponsor. What happened was I was hired by a man who actually has a factory in Brownsville, Texas, and what he does is he restores private rail cars, and that's his business. And so he knows all of the rail car owners around the United States. And he invited me to come with him from Houston to New Orleans to Chicago to meet these guys and get on a special train that we went from Chicago to Pittsburgh, which is where they were going to have their convention. And what they did is they closed the railroad station in Pittsburgh and only opened to people that own private rail cars. So it was a wonderful experience. So I got to see the original rail car that was owned by Betty Hutton, who was she was a movie star, I think, also. And I forget who it was that she dated, but it was pretty interesting stuff. Some of these rail cars had golf courses in them. I mean, miniature golf, really small. Another one had a swimming pool. And they all had beautiful interiors and pretty fascinating thing. And these people, they had a good life, basically, and they travel all over the... Oh, I was also on Rockefeller's private rail car. It was part of this. So these private rail car owners are wealthy people whose family own private rail cars or who have bought famous private rail cars. And it's a small group of people, very wealthy people, very interesting crew. And the idea of the convention is to talk to my friend who was an experienced engineer from MIT who knew how to restore these rail cars and could make their rail cars work better. So he was a very popular guy at the convention, and I was with him during the time. So that's what this is about. It's pretty interesting. So that's my story today, is filming on private rail cars. Quite a deal. If you like this story, this is the end of episode 70. If you like this story, you can support me by buying me a cup of coffee or a glass of wine. You see a glass of wine here. And you do that by going to buymeacoffee.com/Derek, DERIK, RAWSON, except you put an R instead of an N. So Derek Rawson, but spelled with an R at the end. And you can buy me a cup of coffee for €5, or $5, I'm sorry. The company has 1 million subscribers. All the YouTubers use it. It puts money in my bank account. So you can be my individual sponsor. You can also, excuse me, these peanuts are getting to me. You can also subscribe to this channel. You can share it. You can leave a comment about it. And also you can, trying to think what else. If it's on YouTube, you can click on end tags at the top. One of the end tags is for subscribing. Subscribing is free. It just notifies you of my next podcast. Doesn't cost any money. And then the other thing you can click on, if it's a YouTube application, is a thing that says playlist. And if you click on that, you get to see all of my podcasts that are always marked with EP, which means episode. And you can go from 70, which is what this is, all the way down to episode 1, just one after another, as long as you can stand it. So that's what's going on here, and it was a very interesting time that I had with these characters that own these private rail cars. I mostly rode rode around in the dome car. It's kind of fun. So this is the end of episode 70, and that's my story for today. So have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.